Jibril alayhi salam showed image of the person of Allah. Image. Don't the hadith. Yeah, wallah. I'm interested. Come on, I'm trying to switch this about.
The brothers in the back, please come forward, please. This lesson should work its way to Salat al-Maghrib, which is 8:26, and after that we'll have the lecture on how to defend yourself from fitna, inshallah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا وسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, ما اجتمع قوم في بيت من بيوت الله يتلون كتاب الله ويتدارسونه فيما بينهم إلا حفتهم الملائكة وغشيتهم الرحمة وذكرهم الله في من عنده. That no group of people come together in one of the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reciting the book of Allah and remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, studying his book, except that when this happens, غَشِيَتْهُمُ الرَّحْمَةِ, mercy encompasses them, and the angels cover them with their wings, and tranquility and rahmah and compassion descends amongst them. This is a glad tidings. This hadith is a glad tidings for the students of knowledge who who spend their time in the masajid seeking knowledge when they could be elsewhere. They could be in the comfort of their own homes. They could be with their families, their wives, their children, playing with their children. But rather, they sacrificed their personal raha, relaxation, in order to continue to seek knowledge and learn about the ahkam or the rulings pertaining to their deen and to their religion. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he mentioned and he told us that in another hadith that the angels do not lower their wings except for the student of knowledge, being pleased at what that student of knowledge is seeking. And that the student of knowledge and the scholar, everything seeks forgiveness for the student of knowledge and the scholar. Even the fish in the depths of the sea, to every entity or every animal or every living entity seeks forgiveness for the students of knowledge, from the angels to the fish in the depths of the sea. So these are glad tidings, ikhwan. Now, inshallah ta'ala, we've been here since Salatul Dhuhr. It's now close to Maghrib. And alhamdulillah, you've all been very patient. Jazakumullah khairan. And inshallah ta'ala, we'll continue to be patient in order to learn something that could, inshallah ta'ala, save us one day from the adab or from the punishment of the fire. So before I continue, there are some questions from the sisters, inshallah, that I'd like to read, inshallah. The first question is, how much profit can you make from items that you are selling? The answer to this question is that in the Sharia, there is nothing is mentioned in the Sharia as to the amount of profit you can make from selling a commodity or a sil'a. The only thing that is mentioned is that you cannot sell something for a something that is not worth, you cannot sell a commodity for a particular price if that price is known as fahish, if the price is not severe, or if the price is not there's not a huge difference. This is called bay' al-ghabn in the Arabic language. Bay' al-ghabn is when a person sells something that is known to be of a particular price and sells it on to a person who's oblivious to the real price of this commodity, and sells it for a price that is not deserving, or a price that is far more than the actual commodity is worth. This is called bay' al-ghabn, but the Sharia hasn't specified a particular limit to how much profit you can make. The next question is, if you bought shoes for £10, can you sell them for £15? The answer is yes. This is bay'. If you bought something, it's in your possession, it's yours. You can sell it for anything you want. You can sell it for £1, for £15, for £20. It's up to you. The third question is, can I give pure gold to a goldsmith who makes a ring, and then can I sell it for a higher price than the pre-gold? Yeah, if it's yours, if the commodity is yours, you can sell that ring for as much as you wish, because the asl in buyu', al-aslu fil buyu' al-ibaha. So if you have gold, if you have a gold ring, and the goldsmith has made a gold ring for the pure gold that you've given him or her, then you can sell it on because it's in your possession, as long as you do not sell that gold ring for another gold ring that is worth more or of different quantities. As long as you don't sell it for the same type, which is gold, with different quantities, then it is permissible, because if you do that, it becomes a riba al-fadl. If you do that, it becomes a riba al-fadl. But you can sell it for another commodity, for silver or for a monetary value. The next question is, can a Muslim who converted to Islam inherit from his or her non-Muslim relatives and parents? This answer has been, alhamdulillah, the scholars have answered this question, and I'm just mentioning their answer, inshallah. It is, if a Muslim converts to Islam, then they cannot inherit from their non-Muslim parents. Okay, they cannot inherit from their non-Muslim parents, and vice versa. Their non-Muslim parents cannot inherit from them if they were to die before their parents. And this is the fatwa of the scholars, rahimahullah ta'ala. There's a hadith regarding this, I'm just trying to think. Now, the next question is, can he or she take money from them if this money could have been earned with riba? Now, the general rule, ikhwani, is that if a person is someone who consumes riba and has some haram wealth and obviously some halal wealth as well, and they invite you to their house to eat, or they give you a gift money, then you can take that money and you can answer their call. Obviously, you try and advise them, but you can answer their call because of the fact, that their wealth and the money that they earn contains halal and haram as well, because it contains halal or haram. It's the haram, it's haram upon them, but for you, the ithm and the sin is upon them, but you are answering the call, or you are answering the invitation of a person who's invited you to their home, for example, to eat or to drink. Okay, because that is also obligatory or wajib. The next question is, would it be permissible to work in a car insurance company? If you are working in the customer service department and you take calls and deal with customers, would it still be permissible to work there? Example, I also deal with cancelling their policy for car insurance, change of vehicle, now, if any financial institution, that deals in riba or interest, or deals in any haram activities, then it is impermissible for you to work in them. it's impermissible for you to work in a bank, for example, because in a conventional bank, not an Islamic bank, but a conventional bank, because of the fact that they deal in riba, usually. And Allah says, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. You can't work as a cleaner, you can't work as a receptionist, as a customer service, because of the fact that the wealth, you are working in a place which Allah has waged war in. This is what the scholars, they say. Allah has waged war upon any entity, institution, individual or person who deals in riba or interest. Insurance companies are the same. The wealth that they are making or they are earning is purely haram. They are making a livelihood out of something that is mawhum, out of something that does not exist, out of an accident that may not happen. They are taking money from people for something that could happen or might not happen. So in that instance, then it is better for you to work for, especially as you've mentioned, customer service. You can easily find a job, inshallah ta'ala, for another company that doesn't deal in insurance, or a company that doesn't have any haram or transaction.
What if for example, the bank has a subsidiary, like they own a pharmacy? Could you work there?
The pharmacy?
Like the bank owns the pharmacy. Can you work at the pharmacy?
No, the pharmacy. So you're working. Your employer is the bank.
Yeah, I'm working, say, at Barclays Pharmacy. Can I work there?
Allah, I don't know. لا أدري. But al-wara' it's better to avoid it until you know the answer. But I don't know. Allah. The next question is: are you allowed to use an overdraft if the bank has taken money late because of a transaction? But I cannot read this. Sorry, I cannot answer this. I can't read it, so I cannot answer it. The next question is now. So that's the end of the questions. Let's continue, inshallah ta'ala. القاعدة السادسة, principle number 6. لا ينعقد البيع إلا من مالك أو مأذون له. القاعدة السادسة, principle number 6, that the bay' or a transaction is not deemed as correct. A transaction is not deemed as correct. إلا من مالك. A transaction is not deemed as correct except if that financial transaction is done by the one who owns or possesses the commodity, or his or her representative. Okay, or his or her representative. I repeat, a transaction is not deemed as correct, okay, except if this transaction is completed, signed for by the owner of the sil'a, the commodity, or someone, or his or her representative. طيب ما معنى هذا؟ So المالك, من هو المالك? المالك, the scholars رحمهم الله تعالى, they say that المالك, the owner or the possessor, هو الذي تكون السلعة في ملكه شرعا. He is the one who owns the sil'a, the commodity, legislatively. Okay, legislatively. If the sil'a isn't in his or her possession, or if they don't own the sil'a, for example, if the sil'a is under the possession of another buyer, or of another seller, another person, and they sell that particular commodity that they do not own, then this bay' is, this transaction is deemed as batil or false. Okay, except unless the commodity, the owner of the commodity, gives permission for its sale. Okay, so a malik is someone who owns the commodity. So say, for example, a thief steals a car. A car thief, for example, steals a car, and then he goes and sells the car. Okay, this sale is impermissible because they have sold something that they do not own. Sah, it's in their possession. They possess it, but they don't legislatively possess it. They don't possess it with the right to own it. So this type of sil'a or this type of bay' or financial transaction is impermissible. And the representative is someone who has been given permission, okay, to sell